Hey y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. So welcome back, welcome in. If you are new to my channel, first off, thank you for being here. But so you won't miss a beat, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are returning to my channel, then you know how we do. Welcome back, welcome in, all those beautiful things. So I hope last week was good for everyone, and it was really busy, had a lot of like potent energy. We are still under the influence of the Libra full moon, and I dived into that last week. So if you need like a recap of what's going on, just go ahead and go to that video. It might be at the very end or whatever of this video, but you can find it in my video links. But last week was really intense. There was a lot of psychological things going on, lots of disruptions going on in our environment. So I hope everyone's doing well and that you are here on the other side of all things, and we are coming from under the influence of what is typically a very harmonious and balanced Libra full moon. And it was not that. Not that at all. So I hope everyone's doing well. Now, this week we are going to be talking about, how it's not necessarily a lax week, but, it's not as impactful as last week, right? So it's the start of Taurus season is what we're going to be discussing and whatnot. So before we dive into this week's forecast, I have a few quick announcements. Okay, so first and always, we have the Celestial City membership that is open, always open, unless we get to like really full capacity and I gotta like put a stop on it. But as of right now, if you are looking for a community with like-minded individuals to discuss astrology and spirituality, you can come here. It's the Celestial City. We get Reiki once a month. We do a new moon candle ceremony. We also have free documents and free ebooks for astrology and psychology learning. Then you get a discount on all of the House of Chiron services. That includes our newly launched candles. So with that being said, let's just go to that announcement. The candles are launched, so you can go ahead and mosey on over to the website and purchase your candle. They are all fully in stock. So I have 10 candles available of each chakra candle. So there are a total of 70 candles, but there are 7 different ones. Okay, so go ahead and mosey on your way over to the website and purchase your candles. They are coconut soy candles. They are infused with essential oils and also Reiki energy from yours truly, Reiki Master Me. Okay, so they are hand poured. They are individually made. Just me mostly doing it, but I have the help of my family, of course. So there's that. Also, we have the April astrology forecast readings. Those are on sale right now for half off because we are halfway through the month. So they are normally $10.10. So it's really a steal. You get them half off. So $5.50 or something like that, 5 something. Yeah, so basically you get $5 readings for the rest of the month for your sign. So you can buy 3, you can buy all. If not, cool. We also have the year ahead readings, right? So the year ahead is, still on the normal price, $16.99. So you can get those because we still have more than half the year to go over. So $16.99 for those, and it goes over all the major energy for this entire year for your sun, moon, and rising. Or what you could do is just sign up for the membership and you can get all of those because those are all included in the Celestial City membership. And that is only $33.33 per month. So what else do we have? We have the candles, we have the membership, we have the readings. I think that's it. Okay. I can't quite remember if that's it. There's always so much going on. So anyway, now let's get into this week. So I was about to say this month, but this week's forecast. Okay, we're going to be covering, this is week 3 of April already. Like 2022 is going by so quickly. So we're going to be covering the energy for April 17th all the way through to April 23rd. And starting off this week, we have Mercury. So this is the day after the Libra full moon. Mercury is in Taurus. and it's going to be making a sextile to Venus, which is in Pisces. And so this Mercury sextile Taurus energy is allowing us to have excellent communication and some harmony within our relationships. Now, it doesn't matter if it's an intimate one, platonic, friendship, whatever, all of those can benefit from some harmonious conversations and things. So on this day, it's really great to kind of kick back and talk about, anything with our loved ones, or just simply enjoy how easy breezy this day is going. But keep in mind, we're still under the influence of that Libra full moon. So it still might be some chaos going on or some disruptive kind of crisis that we're experiencing. But this is going to help us with our mental capacities and seeing the other side of this, and also being able to talk it out in a harmonious way, in a more peaceful way, a peaceful approach. So things like taking a quick road trip, or scheduling like a brunch date, or simply, going to like a house visit with friends, this could really benefit in resolving any issues or any emotions or any feelings of heaviness that we are experiencing at this time. Now, however, we plan to use this beautiful transit. We are definitely looking to bond closer with our loved ones, the people that we adore. And so alternatively, what we could work towards, also, if it's not more so on the leisure or partnership aspect or friendship, like a personal level, then if we are kind of forced to focus on business on a Sunday, then it's a great day to focus on business, because we can make great business deals where we find beneficial solutions for all parties involved, right? So it's a good day to negotiate and things like that. Now, we might recognize that under this influence that we need better financial planning, or we might even receive favorable news about a financial situation. So keep that in mind. Now, moving forward, we have Mercury making a conjunction to Uranus, and this happens the next day on the 18th, and this is at 13 degrees in the sign of Taurus. So Mercury and Uranus both rule our nervous systems, just in different ways. And when these two come into a conjunction, meaning the same sign, same degree, right, they're together, we might experience some like electrifying energy within our bodies that could trigger excitement, maybe even anxiety, depending on how these things are expressed within our environments. So in order to calm our overactive minds and nervous systems, we can dive into creative projects, or even writing, journaling, talk therapy, things like that, just connecting with people, just go on a road trip or sit in the environment, right? That also might calm us down. We might need to focus on something that is requiring our attention at this time, like it's a really pressing issue or task. But today's energy with Mercury and Uranus, it brings unexpected disruptions to our plans. So the key is to just be practical about your expectations that you have and what you can achieve at this time. Alternatively, we might receive some insight or some inspiration that can result in like a breakthrough or a sense of freedom in certain aspects of our lives. But we must remain open-minded to various possibilities of how this could come forward with us or to us, so we can actually see it, right? It's like keeping your mind open and also allowing that awareness to stay there. Now, also tend to your vehicles and your electronic devices, because this energy typically creates some type of malfunctions in those areas. So if you have like any maintenance that needs to be done on your vehicle, get it done, because this is going to probably be the day that it kind of messes up or causes you to pay attention. This could be the disruptive thing that happens that causes you to shift your focus in a different direction unexpectedly, right? Okay, now also on the 18th, Venus is in Pisces, making a sextile to Uranus and Taurus. And so this transit is going to help shake things up when it comes to like our love lives, especially if things has been very mundane, right? We're looking for excitement, all of that. So Venus is in Pisces, and that sextile to Uranus and Taurus creates stimulation when it comes to like our social dynamics and the areas of desire. Venus is our money, it's our values, and it's also partnerships. And so with Uranus playing a role here, we can expect either sums of money to fall in our laps out of nowhere unexpectedly, or even just a relationship or a partnership to kind of form out of nowhere. Now, this energy is favorable to make new friends and also make new lovers. And it's important that in these dynamics that are created or developed under this influence, that we keep an open mind, number one, and also respect the people's sense of freedom, right? Because the people that, relationships and friendships that develop under this influence, they desire and they need a sense of freedom, right? To embrace who it is that they truly are. Their own authenticity needs to be respected. So they cannot be like controlled or bogged down under this influence. Like, make sure you keep that in mind, moving forward. Now, going out for a movie, Pisces rules cinema, or even networking at some type of event, because, Uranus is that energy. This could definitely also satisfy our need for stimulation, just to get out there and mingle. Okay. Now, moving forward, we have the sun making a square to Pluto in Capricorn. So the sun is in Aries, Pluto's in Capricorn, they squaring up with one another, and it's really levels to this energy, right? So, and it's the levels come from Pluto energy, because Pluto is very deep and is very layered in its psyche, right? So that psychological energy, and the sun and Pluto making the square could have us encounter disruptive power struggles with others, especially those who are in positions of authority. Power dynamics could come into play when we have fears and triggers that are unresolved or unaddressed, or maybe even have gone unnoticed for quite some time. They could surface right now. We could come face to face with people who hold control over us in certain areas of our lives. And then we begin to recognize what has been hidden about certain situations or about certain dynamics. Now, on the other end of this energy, we might be the one who holds the deep need to be in control, right? Some deep inherent need to always have our hands on every single move of our lives and even other people's lives. Now, once these things are brought into our awareness or into our consciousness, it's important that we have an understanding that we can choose a different route to this energy, right? So suppose we allow this energy to transform us, right? Because Pluto brings that. Pluto brings transformation and brings rebirth. So we can also create a rebirth or a regeneration of this energy. And in that case, we can tap in to the psychological aspect and get to the root reason of why we have this inherent need to control. And then we, on the other end, can then choose enlightenment, right? And awareness, right? Moving forward. So it's a great day to talk it out with your therapist, get a different perspective, because ultimately, yes, squares bring challenges, but on the other end of it, if you choose to remain aware and open, it can also bring immense growth on the other side of it, okay? Now, the very next day, we have the sun entering into Taurus. And so this is the start of Taurus season. It happens from April 19th all the way through to May 21st. So we are in, mid-spring area, right? So Taurus season comes in and it slows down our pace after we have just blazed through hasty Aries season. Aries season has been a time where we felt like we needed to achieve, we needed to go. All the planets have been direct during the entire time of Aries season. And we just been one thing after another, things just been coming at us one time after another, right? It seemed like there's not been a time to break or pause at all. So now we can tap into the features that Taurus energy brings, right? And embrace the pleasure and practicality of life. Instead of feeling the need to achieve stuff, we can actually sit down on the grassy knoll, just like a Taurus bull, right? And just graze about and look at all the things that have flourished in the fields before us so far, right? We are in mid-spring. So, that means that up ahead, although we can sit and process all that has happened and all that we have achieved and what is flourishing and growing from that, we also have to keep in mind that, eclipse season is coming, right? So this Taurus season is going to bring the start of eclipse season, right? And that happens with the first new moon partial solar eclipse in Taurus, where it's activating the North Node, it's activating those nodal points, right? And then after that, it's a string of retrogrades that come. So that tells us that the dormancy, like whatever has been stagnant, will get a bit of activation. And if it doesn't have any progress with that activation, then it will simply be released if there's no possibility for growth or movement or progression or anything, right? Pluto and Mercury are the first to station retrograde, right? At the time of that eclipse that happens. And, this is ending that forward movement that we have been experiencing. So instead of seeing this in a negative or problematic like lens, use this time or see it as a time to kind of like reassess, relax, rest, revamp, and review anything that has not worked or progress. And also to take into account all that has and be appreciative in the value of it, right? Because it's Taurus season of values. So the sun is also going to make a conjunction to Uranus and Taurus and the North Node, right? So this is bringing unexpected pivots in our lives. Taurus is about values, pleasures, partnerships, finances. And so these areas of our lives is getting extra attention. And so it's okay to focus on them. It's okay to kind of get things in order when it comes to those dynamics or those areas, but also focus on embracing the freedom that we have, and also the freedom to enjoy what we have and then change course if necessary without the control or the fixed energy of that Taurus sun, right? So, Taurus doesn't necessarily like change, and Uranus is there and it's like, hey, you're going to change one way or another. So that's just kind of what we're going to be experiencing. Normally Taurus season is like, but it might be a little bit like that at first, but then when the other energies start coming, it's like, okay, we still got more work to do. We still have to move forward in some things. So, yep. Now wrapping up this week, we have Saturn in Aquarius making a square to the North Node, which is in Taurus, and this happens April 21st. And so this energy can be tough, okay? This indicates a time when our quest towards attaining our futures and holding on to the past comforts come to a turning point. We're going to have to make a choice, right? So our souls may feel a tug to dwell back on our history, but we have to remember that it's all distractions from obtaining our future motivations, what's really there for us ahead. Now, as Saturn squares this node, the North Node, we might feel restricted towards attaining these goals, right, that we desire. But the key is to remember that we have natural talents, we have resources, and we have skills that we have developed to forge through and find solutions, right? So ask yourself, do I feel stuck? Do I feel stagnant in whatever area? And if you answer yes, make sure you're tapping into your psyche, right? Because that North Node is that subconscious energy. So tap in and develop an understanding surrounding the present stagnation that's here. Okay, why are you feeling stagnant? Ask yourself all these questions. So make sure you listen to the answers. It was something that I was saying that, self-awareness is key. Yes. And self-awareness does not determine or self-awareness is not only being able to understand like the pause and to ask yourself questions and to be aware of what it is that you're doing. But the self-awareness really kicks in when you recognize the answers that you're getting from yourself. That's where it is. So we could experience some things during this influence of like depression, pessimism, maybe even some insecurities about our abilities or the ability to attain what we desire or where it is that we're going. We just have to remind ourselves that we are here for a purpose, and it requires a little digging and a lot of excavation to obtain that meaning and then to obtain whatever it is that we're trying to get. Okay, cool. Now, that is all that I have for this week. So I hope this week ahead is a lot more lax than this previous week we just came off of. Yeah, go ahead and hit the description box for all the updates and events and things that I just mentioned at the beginning of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video on all your platforms and good things. Help me grow my channel, please. All right, so that's all that I have. Y'all have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.